home and property clearings, healing lagoons, dragon rides, and Wataka retreats with Huna Kahihoe, the light shaman. You can find her at www.lightshaman.earth. Coaching for conscious entrepreneurship or travel is available with Huna Mahana. Book a free 30-minute consultation today at High Life Academy or High Earth Academy. Tetrahedrons and obelisks for your on-site ceremonies, handmade and coated with Kotahara crystal dust by Huna Hikahima. Shipping is available worldwide at www.shiningstar.earth. Introducing Mexico's only harmonic egg, operated by Hunas Maroyata and Ma'aikuta. For all of your health support needs, be it physical or emotional, head to www.apapachar.earth.
Okay, my ninjas, it's time. Get that raffle. You win a one-to-one session with myself, Huna Flash. You know what the time is. It's the time. It's time to get together. Get that raffle out there, and I'll see you. Just you and I. Nobody else. Just me and you. My ninja.
All right, sweet, sweet dear ones, sweet dearly beloveds, sweet, sweet dear ones. And we're back for another round over here at the House of Huna. I'm happy to be home in PDC, Playa del Carmen. So good to be able to get into the water over here. So good to me to straighten things up here. My lighting is all wonky. What's going on here? That's what the problem is. My lighting's all wonky. Hope that's a little better. Is that a little bit better? Yeah, there you go. We're a little bit gangster today. Again, I am sporting the four eyes, multi-dimensional perception, if you will. And I trust you enjoy that. And you're all multi-dimensional anyway. Rather, sweet, sweet dear ones, sweet dearly beloveds. We have a wonderful, should I call it a show? I don't know if I call it a show. We have a wonderful conversation today, a gathering. So much has been, well, just, you probably hear it all the time, right? Sometimes you hear like someone saying something big is coming. Or you will hear, wow, these energies are just off the chains, man. Off the chains, baby. Or you will hear so much shifting and so much calibrating going on, right? You hear that a lot. Well, it's true. And so today I wanted to select kind of a conversation where we can talk about some of those shifting and the let me say some of the work that's being done and the effects of it. I want to share some of that today, with the topic being, of course, free at last. Free at last. Thank God we're free at last. I trust most of you know that phrase. Let me just welcome everybody over there on the grams of the instant. Grams of instant. And all of you over here on the tubes of you. The tubes of you. As usual on the grams of instant. You will have to, if you want to jump in with the commentary and jump in with the question, or come over with the question, you know, because that's how we do it, live and interact. If you want an answer to your question, Don't forget, you have to come over to YouTube, pick up the link, right? Pick up the link. And then, or on Facebook, pick up the link, and then coming through the link to StreamYard. That's how we roll, sweet dear ones. Unless you are on the tubes of you, and you can already get and see the link directly from the StreamYard channel. Yes, we are on StreamYard today. Free at last. Thank the HUNAs. We are free at last. And that's what we're talking about, some of the work that the HUNAs doing today. Let me quickly give a shout out. Can I say shout out still? It's kind of old school now, isn't it? Shout out. What's another word? Let me just give some greetings and some love out to some wawa to some of you who have joined here today. Birgit, good to see you. Thank you. Mahari wa ata. Wawa to you. Thanks so much, Tamakis. As usual, we are becoming somewhat of a Howard Stern and Robin type of setup these days. It's kind of just flowing, so we're just rolling. Katahiro, Katari Ho. Did I say the other way around? Katari Ho from over there in Tanimaro, or the land of the long white dragon. Huna Mahapaku. Oh, in the Mahapaku, yes, just got sealed just recently. Mahapaku, Wawa Nui. Jane, welcome, Jane. Miguel, is that a Miguel Tara? Is that a new name? I'm not sure. Faraz fam, welcome. Yeah. Alan, Wawa Nui. Who else do we have here? Eternal Star. Atamari, Eternal Star, taking you from Tanimaro, the land of the long white dragon. And Brother Huna over there in Amsterdams of Amster, or the land of the Nethers there. Hiritama, Huna, Hiritama. Did I get it right again, Huna? Just remind me. If I didn't, let me say over here in the Grams of Instant. In the Grams of Instant. MS Kaya, welcome. 99 Blue, welcome. Is that a new name? I think so. Redbird Woman, welcome. Stefan Jones. Empowered Paths. Cabrera, welcome. Brittany, the priest. Hello. Exo Pretty. Hello. And how do you say that? Dare by Alina. I'm not sure. Okay, Dare by Alina, hello. Derry Nugent, Breeze, and G Talu. Sound like a Samoan name over there, Talu. Anyway, welcome, Liz Brea, the Fruit Man. Let me get back to some more of you again in a little bit anyway. So the topic at hand, free at last. Thank the HUNAs, we're free at last. and as you know, okay, HUNA refers to the one and the many and the one. That is the meaning of HUNA. So thank goodness for everybody. We are free at last. Or we are feeling this energy of the liberation. And we have we do have someone an actual human, a being, a person, a celebrity to thank also for and his team for bringing some of that liberation energy into the field. Did you say knucklehead there? Knucklehead is okay. I'll stick with your HUNA. Yes, so we're talking about Julian Assange, who with his team, and he served his sentence, which was a rolling sentence. Of course, he was already in jail, so they got 5 years out of him already from in jail, and then he be they needed him to sign a deal, plead guilty. He did that, but we all know he's not guilty, so that's just a fake thing anyway. That's just to satisfy the manipulators. But I want to thank him and his team for bringing that energy into the field. And then also we're going to talk about how some of that came around and the timing of it, certainly with the work that the HUNAs do. Let me introduce, if I can, and I'd like to very much, if you all don't mind, got a wonderful, incredible SEAL team of HUNAs right here that were performing the work during the times and the moments of liberation and freedom had come through. Let me introduce to you Huna Matatu, okay, Huna Mahana, and Huna Karitaha. Is it Karitaha? You see him as Karitaho. Welcome, ladies. Welcome, Dragon Masters. Welcome, Hunas. Thank you so much. Someone's missing there. There she is. And welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Big
Good.
wawa to everyone.
Mhm.
I can hear music. Someone's jamming back there. Who's jamming in the background there?
I think the England team's doing well, or has
Oh,
done well.
celebrate.
Yeah, we're celebrating.
They're
They
celebrating.
won.
Oh. How you feel? You feel all right? You good? Feel good, everybody?
Absolutely.
Great.
Amazing.
Well, you guys really lit up the field over this past week. And did you get some rest?
Yes, we did
Yep.
get some rest.
We needed some rest.
Yeah, some rest is. I mean, the HUNAs, all the HUNAs are on a roll. But let me just say, we've got an interesting sequence of events, and let's say the fallout from your escapades and from your missions, and then also another series of energies that was being unfolded and revealed yesterday over the last couple of days with the other HUNAs in Berlin or north of Berlin there. So, let's begin by introducing yourselves to our wonderful audience, to the sweet, sweet dear ones, the sweet daily beloveds, because we know that's what you are also. And let them know a little bit about you. Is that okay? Starting with anybody you like. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Just jump right in there.
Okay.
You want me to pick somebody? All right,
Okay.
Mahana, why don't you go first?
I'll go first. So I'm Mahana, abundance of first light, abundance of first breath. I was sealed back in 2020. I was born and lived in the UK, still do as a base, but travel quite a bit. My heritage is Egypt, from Egyptian heritage and lineage. So very connected with the sacred land of Kemet. And yeah, since coming into my HUNA attunement, the missions have become ever more exciting. I was with the HUNA SEAL team in the Azores in Portugal, and also the Stargate mission in Istanbul, Turkey. And when I heard the call from Karitaho to do London, it just seemed like the right thing to do. There was just no saying no. It was a massive yes. And it's been a big privilege to do this work. It's work from the heart. It's work from love. And yeah, I coach conscious entrepreneurs to amplify their medicine. I run an initiative called High Life Academy, and it gives me great pleasure to see the medicine being amplified in the world. And I also run another initiative called High Earth Academy, which is about conscious travel. So yeah, that's a bit about myself.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Incredible achievements and your business and what you're putting out there into the atmosphere. Who would like to go next?
I'll go next. Hi, Huna Flash. It's been a while.
In a minute.
Been a minute. I'm Kari Taho, and honestly, I can't remember what it means, so you'll have to tell me. Originally, I am from India. I was born in India and born in Mumbai. Came to England when I was 8 years old, so educated here. I've been in the IT business and run an IT business for over 30 years. And until I had a few aha moments about my life, and basically my life fell apart. And Huna Mahana knows some of those moments. And all my life disappeared that I thought it was, and then I've had to find who I really
like
am.
liberation. Sounds like freedom to me.
It was. It really was. So I've now run a. So what I do now, my prayer is to be of the highest service and have the most fun. That's like the two come together, because I don't want to be miserable being of service.
Absolutely.
And, I got my seal last year. You remember, Huna Flash, when I was in Hawaii and in an off-grid retreat when the internet connection kept going.
Yeah. I remember now.
So, yeah. So I now run workshops and work and co-create with people, projects and workshops. Yesterday, myself and Huna Mahana ran a workshop on abundance and money, which the work we've been doing has been a preparation for that. But obviously, I've been preparing for years, really. And I also run events and things with people, currently talking to a charity and running, if you like, workshops on how businesses can be more aligned with the energies that are coming in and how business is changing. I've been doing that for 2 years before now as well. In a nutshell, amongst
highly intelligent work and professionalism there. Many years of skills and wisdom from you both, from everybody here. Firstborn of this from the who is the gift from the seed of light and the first stone. As I'm reading you, Huna, I'm not remembering the story, but as I'm reading from the energy of Kari Taho, sweet dear ones, and you're seeing these Hunas sounds. They're not names. These are essence, and these are light essences. So if you're reading these energies, and some of it might be familiar to you. So, some of this language might be familiar to you all, sweet dear ones, because it's Lemurian. It's from a unified sounds that we all spoke before the Tower of Babel. And certainly, did I say Babel or Babel, babbling anyway. Or even before Atlantis, because these are root sounds. And so what you're looking at here, sweet dear ones, is the light in action. Huna is one and many in the one. Then they have the essence of the light, and everyone knows. I hope you know. We all know. I'm pretty certain we mostly are all here on the planet now, and at least 99% of us know that we are sound and light, and we have electrics and we have magnetics. Okay, so what you're reading in the Huna, Kari Taho, Ka, firstborn, Ri, the crystal seed of light, Ta, the first stone, and Ho refers to the gift. So anyway, you want to take that and feel into the story, feel into it. You just might remember her, he, them, they.
It's interesting. My birth name is Kataria. It's my birth name. My birth name is Shobna Kataria.
Shobna Kataria. And there was some truth and some remembering in that.
Mm.
So we'll probably explore some more of that again after. We'd like to introduce Huna Matatu here.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Huna Matatu. My Huna essence is the pillar of crystal light for humanity, the master of the gathering, the one who mastered the standing. So she might gather them and show them how to stand.
Yes, and you do.
Yeah, and I love to do that, actually. So I have a passion for grid work, for ceremonial missions, for sure, since 20 years. So I've been traveling a lot on my own and, burying my crystals, speaking to the land, to the water, to the sky, till I learned proper protocols from my teachers. And yeah, since about, I don't know how long we know each other, I think since 6-7 years.
7 years.
7 years. I'm rolling a lot with Huna Flash and the House of Huna. So I'm at the core team of House of Huna, doing graphics, doing videos, organizing Stargate missions, and yeah, all kinds of things. And we're going to do some more of that in the future. I'm a shamanic healer. I'm doing body work, energetic work. I'm a photographer as well and do embodiment shootings with women to bring them back into the pleasure of being in the body, of self-empowerment and self-love. So I love all the kind of things which connects me with the beauty of a being, of a person, of a place. Yeah, that's a bit about me.
Yes, I've been so grateful that you've been there to help, organizing the missions and helping to lead, helping to lead others into ceremony and spreading the message and the codes and the information. It's just been incredible. Yes, we have been working together for quite some time now. When I first started reaching into Austria and Vienna, Matatu was the first one to recognize and reaching out to me to support and to help me start to make headway into Europe through Austria. I was coming into Europe through many directions, and Austria was a very important part and timing for it all. Certainly when I was starting to bring through the Stargate information for Europe. And so I'm very grateful to Matatu, to you all. Someone said to me a number of years ago, Huna, it's about time you just let other people do some stuff. or then about time you just let the other ones just, take you along for a minute. Take you along, take you along and take care of you as well. And I began to do that, and I'm just feeling so blessed that I'm able to do and trust that now, because this information and these ceremonies and these protocols that these beautiful Hunas and women have been doing these past years are so profound, and the information is not known quite easily. It is not known. It is to be learned and to be known, and then you got to go and do it, and you learn more. Right? That's how things are. You go on the journey. It's the destiny, sure, but man, there's some incredible gifting going on, and then to see the confirmation and see the effects of the fallout, even, or the effects, of what it is you're doing, what you have done, and how that affects the community and you, and even on a global scale, even into the weather, especially the weather, but certainly into the DNA and the timing of these ceremonies, and I suppose the timing of energy, vibration, frequency is just finding its way into every area, important crevice of our civilization and society as it's changing, to receive you, to receive them, to receive these to receive these words and these sounds and these sound and light that these SEAL teams, I call them SEAL teams, these HUNAs, these beautiful women are doing all of the HUNAs. And so today, regarding free at last, regarding this liberation energies, I don't know how maybe one of you, or we could just bounce it around as you began to start, maybe share a bit about the protocol, if you can. I don't know, it's quite intricate and complex. I'm going to try to break it down into some kind of a simpler vocabulary if we can. Not to say you all are dumb, sweet dear ones. I know you can handle it all because you're intelligent. But these are kind of very, very complex understandings because we don't speak scientific language. We speak dimensional, multi-dimensional language within the quantum field itself and energetically. So we'll try the best we can to share and explain some of this story, okay, this mission, these mysteries within what the teams have been doing. Let's begin
Shall I
by
start first?
let's begin by the location and what was the intention, or perhaps I'll just let you run with it.
Yeah, I'll start and give a bit of background because initially the call came to me, and like you,
Fantastic.
Huna Flash, I love to work with people. I just love to I work well in a small team. So I'm an energy worker, so I'm also an acupuncturist, herbalist, and energy healer. Many different modalities. So I'm very interested in how energy works. And as a former businesswoman and an owner, I'm also interested in the flow of money. So it's a strange combination, but I'm interested in them both. And it was really weird because I kept hearing in different places the entity of the corporation, and it's a term that's used all the time, the entity of the corporation. And then in meditation one day, I got very strongly, the corporation is an entity and the entity wants to be freed. And I was like, okay, like, what can I do about it? Kind of thing. Yeah. And I just kept hearing it. Corporation is an entity and the entity wants to be freed. Okay, so then I tuned into how money flows, and what happens is we buy a pen, and that money goes to a shop, but the shop is a corporation. So then I got that all money flows into a corporation. And this is why, because everything is trapped within the structure of a corporation, whose legal duty is to increase the wealth of the shareholders, and which means increase the profits, decrease the costs. So then what happens is all the money goes to the corporation and goes away from the people, therefore increasing the wealth gap between the rich and the poor, because the wealthy are often business owners. And so therefore I really saw the picture of the corporation as a wrapper for slavery and control and the extraction mechanism of money from the people and the planet, right? So I got all this, and also I'm an acupuncturist, and I know that when you release a blocked energy point in the body, the energy flows again. So the other picture I got was the earth full of acupuncture points that are blocked. And particularly with regards to money, London came up very strongly as the place where there was a blockage of money that goes into London. And looking at the history of London, which I'm sure you know, there is a lot to do with keeping money trapped within London. But then what surprised me was that the City of London is also a corporation. The actual City of London is a corporation, like the Vatican, and its own laws, its own rules, and so on, and its own governance, even above the King of England. So in the days of trade, the money again flowed into the City of London. The real aha moment was when I got that the system is not broken. It's not broken because it's doing exactly what it was designed to do. And what it was designed to do was as an efficient means of gathering wealth for the wealthy and keeping it away from the poor, if you like. So keeping everyone in poverty and slavery. So again, because London came up strong, I shared with Huna Mahana about this vision that I'd had, and she was so activated by this mission. She was like, "Oh, we need to do a grid around London." And I was like, "Well, whatever that is, that sounds really good." So I've not done the Dragon Masters course. I'm recently registered on it since the mission. So I'll hand over to Huna.
Yeah, thank you, Karidaho. I just wanted to say, before I hand over to Matatu to tell you about the gridding itself, is the amount of information that we gathered around the City of London was quite substantial. This place has a boundary, and around that boundary it is guarded by dragons, statues actually of dragons, guarding this particular precinct. This precinct is a place that has its own police system, its own governance system, its own churches, its own courts. It's exempt from the Freedom of Information Act. It's exempt from the Human Rights Act. So this is a rather sinister place, as we discovered. And there were certain places, particularly the Guildhall, which is the epicenter of this corporation, where the council sits of aldermen and rule over the citizens of the City of London, the Corporation of London, which are called freemen. And we discovered a lot of, as Tamaake would say, shenanigans going on in this particular location. But I think this was all very interesting in discovering the extent of how this place operates outside of the UK governance system. So the Prime Minister, the King, the Queen, the Mayor of London have to have permission to enter into the corporation City of London. So just a little bit of background there, and then I'm going to hand over. Well, so I got super activated, and the first thing I thought of was Huna Matatu, who I had the pleasure of going on the Azores mission and the Istanbul mission with Huna Flash as well. And I just called her and said, oh, well, I texted her and said, would you be interested? And she was activated right away. So I'm going to hand over to Huna Matatu.
What a joy that was when I got this request from Huna Mahana, you know. I had a big yes in my belly and I said, oh my God, yes, let's do it straight ahead. So I booked my flights and I just sat on Google Maps and just started the mapping because I was so excited about it. And the first point was the Git Hall, and I just dived into the historics, what Mahana just told us, and you know, Temple Knights, Freemasons, all that kind of things we find there. It's the oldest, how you call it, the oldest building from the 1100 who is still operating. How you call it in English?
Is it like a court or a...
Yeah, something like that.
Council.
Yes, I'm a council building.
The Roman Forum. The Roman Forum used to be, so it goes back a long way.
Yeah. So this place called then the Tower of London was like screaming at me, and the River Thames. So I had these 3 points to work around, and the Tower Hill was a very, very interesting, very layered place, you know. Lots of history was there. And as we know, that was the sacred mount once upon a time from the Druid tribe. So on top of this hill, there was the throne of the Druid king for special ceremonies. There was a big stone circle next to it. and there was this menhir, this huge stone who marks the convergence of magnetic ley lines, right? And in the history, this stone was removed. Like, first of all, when the Romans took over to build Londinium, they built a church next to it. So for 3 centuries, there was this church next to this very important stone. And then they removed the stone and incorporated it in a different church. And then it got burnt down. And, you know, already in the Egyptian times, the temple builders, they warned from removing and tampering with this very important stones, because this can have a downfall of the whole city as a consequence. So this is like the old story of this place. And you know, in recent times, like say in the last centuries, this place was like a storehouse of military, of the weapons, a sign of royal power, a political prison. It contains the mint, even where the coins got produced. Then there's the treasury, where all the jewels of the colonial countries, of the exploitations, are held. I read something like it's 23,500 jewels they're holding there, which has an estimate value of 5 billion pounds. So, you know, it's just incredible. We walked the first day when we did the dragons all around this place, and I felt really sick. There was so much to clear from this place. And this was on the point of fatura, you know, of the purification. So we had so many layers there to address in our intentions. And the intentions is a big piece of this work, you know. We were sitting together many hours to just go really deep and have a very, very deep and yet simple formulation of that what we want to be changed on this planet for humanity, you know, to remove all this templates of enslavement and all this abuse of power and violence and domination. So yeah, when you do this work, just take your time for the intentions, really sit with that and let them grow inside your heart and put them into paper. So you know for every point of the grid which forces to address that.
Okay, so in the mapping of the locations, you did you utilize the Wataka or the Hunascope and overlay the Hunascope to pinpoint the directions and locations where you were going to begin and where you were going to complete? And
Yes.
the marking, there were very important markers at those directions.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. I think the first thing we did though was reprogram the perimeter. So we our first day was going around in an anti-clockwise direction to all of the how many were there? 17 dragons?
No, there were 13.
13 dragons.
Yeah, there were 13 dragons.
13 dragons, and we commanded them to the Council of the Continuum of Dragon Masters of the Blue Order, giving them a new seat and a new role to play on the council. And we did this with the logins, protocols, and Kotahara.
Okay, good.
Set intentions.
And crystals.
And crystals, yes.
Sweet dear ones, sweet dearly beloveds. The Hunas work with a very powerful crystal known and spoken of as the Kotahara, which is a crystal that comes directly from the comet that created the Gulf of Mexico. We work with this crystal, and it's a very, very powerful high dimension vibration, which is anchored through there. And the Hunas utilize it at these locations. I just wanted to add that in case people are going, what are they talking about? Well, these are the tools that we work with. And so it has been spoken recently that the Dragon Masters, there's a new council, the Council of the Dragon Masters. It's a new council that actually was spoken of before you guys went on the road. And it was shared before you guys went on the road that the Council of Dragon Masters are being seated, and that assignment, so dragons can be reassigned and returned to their seat. Or here's an option: take your seat or be recycled. Not a threat, an invitation. Okay, an invitation for the dragons to work with the human in a way. You understand me? Okay, so sorry about interrupting that, but go ahead, continue.
Well, no, I, just in terms of some of the reassignments, it depended also on their location spatially and geographically, because what we've noticed in the City of London is the co-location of many different services, like the courts and an entire district called Temple that is completely gated off to the public. It's also got the Knights Templar round church in it, and it's connected to the courts. It's close to the palace of the Tower of London. So everything seems to be the military cathedral of St. Paul's. Everything seems to be very co-located. So depending on the location, we gave each of these dragons a new role. Like, for example, in the Guardian of the East, we gave him natural law, balance, and justice, because it was close to Temple and the courts. And then we had on Embankment, which is by the river, we gave the dragon an invitation to take the seat for the healing of the waters, and the other one across the road for freedom and liberation. So each of these dragons were given very specific roles depending on what really came to us in the moment and in the location.
Incredible.
So that was day one. Yeah.
Huh?
That was day one. That took us till 10 p.m., 11 p.m.
And there was no resistance from the dragon side, right? They were very cooperative.
Very cooperative. And 22,700 steps later, we had completed the perimeter. Yeah.
And it was so funny. The next day when we laid out the grids, we always crossed the dragons again, and it was like seeing old friends again, right? So you really had this feeling of knowing them already, and they had our back.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, Matatu and I went to the first few without Karitaho because she was engaged, but we had this music playing in the background. So as we were doing the login, we were actually doing a gangster rap. You'll be very happy, Huna, to hear we were gangster rapping the login to the music.
And dancing.
And dancing. Yeah, I think that dragon got joy and celebration as the new seat.
And why not? And why not? Yes, you go on that journey. Let's just have a good time. Yeah, that's fantastic. So you began. Sorry.
So that was the first day. Then it was a 3-day mission. So there was a second day, which was the actual grid itself. And then the third day was the center. I just wanted to give a wider context to the work.
And sweet dear ones, we refer to this part of the protocol here as they're starting to mark the locations and place items. They're going to share the directions and locations and markers of where they were marking the locations with certain crystals. It forms a net. Okay. And we call this Te Kupinga Maui, which means the net of Maui. So we've been able to utilize that phrase in a way that the net gathers all the locations that's been marked, and to pull all of the gifts from them into the net and pull them all together to be harvested, sorted, understood. So you began certainly with Kotahara and the dragons. Any particular locations that gave you more resistance, do you feel, or you felt was
It was very interesting, yeah, because we started, of course, at the Tona, and we made our way there to Tokay. And at Tokay, where we are like in the middle of the transition, right? We encountered closed gates, yeah. It was the Banfield burial ground, and we are arriving, the gate is closed. But you know, we have a wonderful team of Huna sisters, and we were also flexible. So we looked on the other side of the street, and there was an open gate, and there was a statue of a man, you know, it's the light of the Father, right? There was a statue of a man. He had a really wise energy. He was putting his hand out like blessing something. So we went into this garden. There was a gap in the gate like this. It was peaceful. It was nourishing. There were graveyards there as well. So this was our spot, you know. And we did the ceremony there. We had beautiful trees. We did the drop. We were singing Nimarana, all the sounds, and saying our intention. Then the next place, which is Tirani, right? The access to the sacred places, which was in Smithfield. And Smithfield was like a field, like in ancient times, it was a field of marketplaces, slave markets, slaughterhouses, and a hotspot of execution, yeah? So they were beheading people and doing very cruel things to them. So we're walking through this big hall, which is a slaughterhouse, beautiful dragons on top of it. And we're coming to this peace memorial, which was the spot where we were doing the ceremony, and the gates are closed again. And just in front is a police car. I'm already spotting how to jump the gates because, you know, that's how we roll. But this police car stands there. So I say, okay, let's do the round, sisters. We drop the Kotahara. And this was like a park, a round park with this statue in the middle, but it looked like a fortress. Like when we walked around, there were high walls and there was no other access than at this one spot. And I said, okay, before we finish this round, the police car gonna leave. And I tell you, 1 meter before we came back to the police car, they just drove off. So they're driving off. I'm jumping the gate. Karitaho jumping the gate. Mahana jumping the gate. We hear securities calling, no, you can't do this. You can't do this. Cameras all over. So we have 5 minutes to do this. 5 minutes. Let's log in while running. I was so proud of the sisters that they were just rolling with that, this ninja style, you know. We did it beautifully. And to the history of this place, this was like a memorial statue of peace for the women, because in the beginning of the 19th century, in this place, divorcement was very difficult. So men would bring the unwanted woman there to be sold at the slave market.
Wow.
So we just, you know, we discovered this by walking towards this place, because there was a display even in the slaughterhouse telling us the history of this place. So it was very important that we jumped in there to, you know, bring our codes, bring our intentions, and we did it beautifully. It was thrilling, it was exciting. It was just amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing. And also, I have to say, the divine masculine showed up nearly everywhere we went. So for that market, it was very negative energy because there was a lot of slaughter, there was a lot of death. And as we were coming out, 2 of the men were like, they were clearly watching us as we were jumping the fence. And as we came out, they said, did you have a good time? Did you have a good time? So we were like, they were looking after us. They were looking out to make sure came in and came out. It was lovely.
There was also another closed door, St. Paul's Cathedral. Do you want to tell them about that one?
Should we say what happened before with me, with the St. Paul?
Yeah.
So
Let's start. This is the second day. So we're going in from Waho. Yeah. So we're jumping out. We're going from the west into the center. Yeah. We're coming out of the station, of the tube station, St. Paul. And there's this place full of mottos and star nations, you know. There's the giraffe, there is the hare, there is the gorilla, there is
the birth signs.
there is even Umahato. There was even the shepherd with the kirihis. There was everything there in big bronze statues, and I was so pleased, that they all came to support us on
Wow.
this day, because this was a big day. So then the little challenges started with Karitoha. I give it to you to tell about that.
So what had happened was I had a meeting booked at 6 till 10 p.m. that day. But because we felt we needed to do some healing in the morning, Huna Mahana had booked us for some healing. But the healing was 4 hours. So we got 4 hours out. And at 3 o'clock, I thought, I'm not going to make it for my call at 6 o'clock. So I was texting the guy I was having the call with that I'm not going to make it for 6 because we had to do the mission at St. Paul's and we had to do the mission at Guildhall. So it became clear that there was a choice point. I either went to my meeting or I did the healing. And, I was like, and in the end, in the tube, I said to Huna Matatu, like, this is the most important thing. Like, this is the whole reason that I'm here. I have to miss the meeting. So then I texted him, I'm not going to make it. It's getting too late. And he gets on the phone to me and says, you have to come to the meeting. It doesn't work that you're not coming. It does not work that you're not coming to the meeting. He just kept repeating it louder and louder. And I was like, well, I'm not coming. Am I going to say no to someone who's come all the way from Vienna and is waiting for me? Or am I going to come to a Zoom meeting? I'm going to miss the Zoom meeting. He was getting angrier and angrier. And above me was St. Paul's, the statue of St. Paul, who was about martyrdom. Like the energy of martyrdom was very strong. And, in my culture, because I'm Indian, there is a lot of energy of martyrdom and people pleasing with women, and has been prevalent in my life. So I really got that this is the test for me. Like, I either do what like someone angry is telling me to do, or I do what my mission is. And basically I said to him, I'm not going, you sort it out and I'll deal with you later. I can't do it. I mean, it wasn't as easy I'm making it sound. It was quite difficult at the time. The energy was really icky and sticky. But we had to go through some stuff.
I do think. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go on. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
So I'm going to talk about something else that happened later. But if you've got something to add.
No, I was just thinking about the martyrdom energy. We saw it a lot throughout the entire 3 days, and I think it's part of the enslavement program. That people are patted on the shoulder for sacrificing themselves for the job or for labor or for corporations or
for war.
Yes, absolutely. So I think we really worked very hard on releasing all and transmuting all of that energy.
Yeah. And the other thing that happened at St. Paul's was we were going around putting the Katara crystal around. We came out, and then we couldn't get back in. They said it was shut to do the actual login and the ceremony. We're like, oh, we've got to get back in. So everybody was coming out. So Mahana and Matatu came up with an idea that got Matatu back into St. Paul's. And I was rushing in there. And in 10 minutes, she had to do the whole thing.
Through the exit, not the entry.
We were doing the ceremony outside. And she got in the exit. And the synchronicity, we were doing it all at the same time. Perfect synchronicity. I mean, it was amazing because we all worked together like a hive mind. We all knew what we needed to do. We just got on with it.
I think also for me, discovering St. Paul's, I've lived in London most of my life, and to discover that St. Paul's, all of the people who were buried there, I thought were clergy or royals, but they're also all military people, all part of the war machine. So that entire cathedral is really a commitment. Sorry.
Yeah, and there were these big crosses displayed with bombed houses on top of it. It was a kind of artwork, but it was like you looked like onto Gaza there, And this was in the middle of St. Paul's, and it was so guarded. Every meter there was securities with headsets. And it was like magic. I convinced this guard to let me back in. So I could do the ceremony. I could place the crystal. And I said, sisters, you're going to do the intentions out there, just in the spots, back to back in the wall. And, it worked out beautifully.
Yeah. And, in St. Paul's, there was like statues of big cannons and war and stuff. It was quite sick, really. Yeah.
Mm.
Really not a place for the people, is it?
No.
So regimental and materialistic, militarist. And of course, it's all a big lie. It's all a big manipulation. So you, those challenges you were able to break through. Amazing. You had a personal breakthrough. You had a personal breakthrough.
Yeah.
You owned your mission. That's wonderful. That's the stuff of dragon masters. That's the stuff of command and control. Be in command, you're the boss. And then go where the feeling is right. We'll follow the heart for sure, but go, you called it. So you got to finish what you called also. Right?
Yeah. It was my mission. So I felt I owned it too. Like I owned it, but it was kind of mine.
Sure.
Yeah. To hold
you
it.
hold it. The dragon energies followed through with it because they have said that they will work with the human and abide with the unified in synchronicity. So they were all up for it already, for everybody standing by. All you had to do was say yay or nay. And you said, and you did the right thing. Now, what corporations, entities, right? These are corpses. They are dead, right? Your corpse is dead. Corporation stands for dead corpse. And so, but also that nothing ever really dies, right? Nothing is really dead. No, just switching energies. So as you were beginning to talk about earlier about, these structures of London City, the Vatican, and Washington, D.C., these corpses is also that's a lie as well, that there is no death. And so you've shown here in this mission by liberating the intention, by removing and undoing the intention of what these structures were falsely manipulated into, to return them to their true values, their true missions is to bring life to the dead, to remind everyone there is no death, there is transition of energy. And the dragons support this, you see. This is something really important to understand, that the dragons support that. Dragons, or let us say energies of support, creation of life, and our unified consciousness to be in this understanding together here in this new Lemuria, we say, the new Lemuria. What an incredible time we have right now. What an incredible moment. We're all saying that there is something big coming. All those major shifts happening. What a time to be alive. For sure, many have come here just for this moment and have a knowing of that. You're connected in the ways that are so profound. I'm reminded of this, that we are certainly, when you're connected this way, you are, and sweet dear ones, this is including all of you, depending on your levels of activity and capacity, but we are half here and we are half there. Okay, so we are a half, what we refer to half here in the physical, and then half in the formless. Okay, that is truly, for those who are of the mission and have an understanding and a unifying in the consciousness, know this feeling is, this is what it is to be Waidua. This is what it is to work in the Waidua, to be not just spiritual, but electrical. So this is what it is to be in the world of the living and the world of the formless, which is not the dead, in the world of the living, I shouldn't say living, in the world of the physical, and then in the world of the non-physical, simultaneously. That you can really connect to your consciousness of this, and you're working with the knowledge and the wisdom of the tools in certain sequences, in certain directions, be that counterclockwise, in certain intentions of the undoing, and that you speak and share a energy through the things you say, that given that you are sound and light, of course, that the connection and the effects are being felt heavily, in a major way. But again, also as we think about this, these missions are maintenance. So they cannot just be left for one moment. They must be a regular happening, sweet dear ones. You understand what I'm saying? This is missions for everybody here, and everybody's doing their thing, and the timings of all of that is incredible. But also understand that this is a kind of a maintenance action where we are continuing to maintain the vibration frequency, so on and so forth, at the higher levels, so that they do not drop, because there are those still here trying to pull it down into lower vibration. So it's a maintenance thing. This action that this team, the SEAL team of HUNAs, has completed and shown us the effects, and we've been experiencing the effects of their work and the liberation, confirmed by Julian Assange, I must say, confirmed by Julian Assange. In fact, that 7 hours after your mission, Julian Assange was released. The Federal Reserve was hacked, and there was a coup in Bolivia. All following and there was so much more, but following. These are the fallouts. These are the results. Is it timing? Is it? No, it's not a fluke. No, it's not coincidence. It's the dragon energies confirming that these things that took place, because all the dragon energies are working all 24/7.
Yeah.
All around, all over, in every crack in this planet, every crack in the universe. They're in there. We're going to take a break. We'll come back and we're going to take some questions. Sweet dear ones, you know what to do. And if you don't, you need to take the link. If you have a question for any of the HUNAs, you need to grab the link and come into the StreamYard. As you do, you must mute the volume on the YouTube channel if you're watching from there. But Tamaki, let's take a little break, share some information, and perhaps some of the sweet dear ones, either on the grams of instance or the tubes of you and the book of face, might have a question for us. We'll be right back, sweet dear ones. Fantastic.
Need some Reiki or Rife energies? Or perhaps you need some Lemurian healing products. If you are in the UK, look no further than Huna Kahatota at www.hunashealings.earth. For all of your high vibrational healthcare needs, you can visit Huna Kaparore at www.lightinaction.earth. Oracle readings rooted in the Lemurian operating system. Get your Oracle reading with Huna Kahasahi at www.flc.earth. Live online journeys, energy clearing modalities, and sound healing sessions for new families with Huna Kahiwaha. Head to www.rl5.earth.
My ninja, my cousin Black Jesus, he gonna do a one-on-one session with me. All you gotta do is buy a raffle ticket. Come and be with Huna Flash. It's like that.
And thank you for that, Huna Tamake. So grateful for the Hunas and their entrepreneurships and their businesses and their sense of business and wellness and health and prosperity for all. And thank you, sweet, sweet dear ones. Let me just give a little shout out to a few more that are here now. Jeffrey, welcome, Jeffrey. Good to see you, Richard. Richard's in the house. You know, when Richard's in the house, there he is. Malin Abrahamson, or Melon, excuse me if I butchered that. Nikota, welcome. Wawa. And also a few more over here on the grams and the grams of instant every nanosecond. Kekoa, aloha, kekoa. Welcome. Iceling, Huna, welcome. Barbara, good to see you, Barbara, over there. And are you over in Italy? Good to see you. Someone actually calling me from Damanhur in Italy for a conference for a talk. So good to see you here. Italy in the house. Steph Pierce, and Wooden Heart Vintage. Welcome. Mary the writer. Wawa. And Manav. There's Manav. Fiona. There she is. Kahasai. Hi, Manam. And Farrell Deleuze. Soul Visionary. Koalani. Billy. Welcome. I don't know how to say that. Melby. Math, my Cosmic Dragon, Alice. Welcome, all you sweet, sweet dear ones. Yes, if you have a question and you want an answer, we invite you to come and through the link right there. You can see the link in the comment. If you're on the YouTube, you'll be able to see the link. You'll have to come over to YouTube to see the link, sweet dear ones. And check that link. Come on and ask a question in any one of the lovely Hunas. Incredible information to share. And we have Taker right now. There he is.
Peace and love, family. How are you?
Hello, Huna. Maho Paku. Huna, brand new Huna. Maho Paku in the house from Georgia. From
Detroit.
Good to see you. What is your question?
Well,
question for any one of the Hunas?
I got a comment and a question. I'd like to start with the comment first.
Okay.
First of all, I wanted to congratulate all of you because we just know that those missions can get very, very dangerous, Just like you all are aware of how important the mission is, you got other things that's aware as well. So it takes a lot of bravery and a lot of knowledge of self and self-empowerment to be able to execute such a mission with such precision.
Thank you.
I also wanted to know how important is it for you to be in your childlike state? Because it's as important as it is, it's also a lot of fun too. So how important is that for the imagination, you know, also bringing in the energy and the kaha?
Anyone like to have a go at that? Bring in your child of your innocence, your childlike self, Matatu.
Oh yeah, it's very important. Like you're saying, the playfulness is key, you know, because you need to be creative. And when something doesn't work out like you planned it, you know, you just need to, oh, let's use this instead. Oh, let's go there instead, you know, like a child would do. So this is very crucial to keep this, and don't be so strict and serious about it, because otherwise you would lose the high frequency and vibration you're in if you would not use this playfulness to achieve, you know, to finish the mission. Because there are obstacles, there are challenges, of course. There are people who want to stop you, there are closed gates, there is, you know, hunger, tiredness, and all this kind of things, you know. There are very long days we have to go through. So yes to playfulness, very important.
I'd also like to add that we did a lot of work. I say work, but what we were doing was really uniting ourselves, all three of us together. We spent quite significant amounts of time uniting our frequencies, uniting our intentions, uniting our hearts, bringing our pillars of light together, releasing anything in the space between us or around us as circumstances. So we really had to come together, and I think this is a very important part before any mission. To get to the playfulness and joy is to make sure you really are all united and all in sync and all in the same vibration.
Yeah. And I'd add to that as well, it was such a lot of fun. We were on a high afterwards, and throughout the Huna Flash, the synchronicities just kept showing themselves. Everywhere we went, there were synchronicities. For example, there was a point for the Golden Fleece, and you won't believe it, but it was on Lamb Street. Like,
Love it.
and like everywhere, we're like, oh my God, you know, you couldn't make it up, you know.
Exactly. You just cannot. I mean, there is film producers are going to have so much fun working with us and all the content we have when we start creating films and epic features about the work we do. Yeah.
We do actually have a film, but you know, maybe we don't screen it today.
It's true. We have like a 12-minute video with some of the footage of the places, and yeah, we can show it.
I'd like to, if there's not another question, Huna,
I wanted to make a comment about the playfulness. Is very essential to what we do. Is what I've observed and coming into the remembrance of who I am. A very, very powerful Huna Mawarika. She calls it the Lemurian way. Very mischievous style, like pranks and jokes and laughter, you know. Yes.
Oh, that's fantastic. I wanted to, I'm glad she's here now, Huna Kaniriha. Irina over there in Ibiza, she shared something a moment ago. Could you, Huna, are you there? Are you on? Where are you? There you are. There's something that you said earlier. Could you share that again? You commented on it. Irina?
Looks like she's frozen.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks frozen.
9.
Well, let's open some space here. I'll just gonna clear the space here with. Thank you, Maho Paku. We'll check in again soon. Let's just create some space here. Maybe signal problem. Well, maybe if you can bounce out and come back in. Anyway, that's absolutely correct. I can just talk a bit about that childish behavior of mine, and the likeliness of me not. There's always a likeliness of me laughing and playing around and messing around, and then And we're getting right into it. It's just amazing. What an incredible feeling. And like I was saying, producers, they couldn't possibly come up with content like this just out of their own, pulling it out of their own butt or their own creativity, because these alignments, like the Lamb Street, you know what I'm saying? That's the kitty he. That's the golden fleece. Hi, Irina.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Welcome.
Hi,
Hello.
thank you.
See
Hi,
you.
I have a new phone that I just got in London called Nothing.
What?
Really good.
Called Nothing.
Yeah, it's an independent company, so I'm learning it. Yeah, thank you for
Awesome.
your work.
Are you at the condo in London? Oh, yeah, I can see you.
I was like,
Is that the new phone you're using now? It's cutting out, love. Mahana, she's at the condo, her condo where I sealed you in London.
Oh wow, really? So
It's her-
much
her
gratitude.
Yeah, her and her husband David, that's their condo.
Oh, was it? Okay, okay.
Hopefully
Oh,
she
I hope
kicks
I can speak to her. I think she
Yeah.
mentioned something about being close to St. Paul's and she felt some energies.
Yes.
That was her. Yeah, that's very
Mhm.
interesting.
Yeah, so wanted just to establish. Okay, she's coming back on, she said.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, speaking to these synchronicities and the lamb and the kitty he, which is the golden fleece, which is the sweet, sweet dear one. The lamb is a birth sign in Lemuria. We speak of it as the kitty he motu, which means the golden fleece, birth sign of the golden fleece of Lemuria. So those of you who are born in October, you're aligned to the golden fleece. This means that the lamb has pulled the wool from your eyes and it has taken back its wool. So you are now having clarity and seeing and awakening. So when the kitty he started coming in some years ago, it started bringing that understanding of that the pulling the wool from your eyes. So if you are born in October 1 to the 28th, this is the golden fleece. I trust and I hope that if you are, that you can switch from the Gregorian system to Lemuria and you be with that. So,
I mean, maybe we talk about
what
one
else?
more.
What
one
other
more
more showed up?
synchronicity. Yeah, we
Huh?
talk about one more synchronicity, which was amazing. Was when we
Yeah.
finished all of the points. We were at the place where there was the Roman Forum, and we'd done all the work, and it was like, oh, we've done it. What shall we do now? And we said, well, what do you fancy? And I said, well, I quite fancy going to the top of a building, watching the sunset, having a mojito. And then Huna Matatu said, I really fancy a beer. And, blow me down. What happened? A guy comes with 2 beers and he said, I've bought 2 beers. Here's one. Like, from nowhere he comes and he starts talking about this.
And he
beer.
said, I don't know what I'm doing here, and I'm not drinking beer, but this is a special beer. And it was blue. It was a blue can, the blue order. He's like, this is for you. I know it. And he said his name. I cannot remember. I'm 44 years old, and this is for you. And it was a minute after that. So this was really incredible.
It's unbelievable.
Bartender from the Blue Order, huh? 44. Incredible. Oh, you're back. You're back, love. So yeah, we were just talking about St. Paul's earlier, and you were mentioning.
Yeah, I was wondering what day it was because it was extremely intense this last trip to London. That's my stomping ground for the last 20 years, where the East End meets the City of London, and watching the City of London encroach on the East End. And yeah, I mean, I felt that it was extremely hot. Was it Monday or Tuesday?
It was Monday.
Monday.
It was
Mm.
Monday, actually.
Yeah, that's when I landed. And as soon as I landed, it had such an oppression. It was extremely hot. 2 days of extreme heat, a lot of road rage and violence around. I saw people literally. I opened my front door and two men were like beating each other to a pulp on the street, the police. And then I had family coming, and I've held it together in a beautiful way for the last wave of intensity through David's 60th birthday flash. We had it here, and we brought many worlds together. But in London, I had this. It was almost like reverting 20 years to how it used to be. The real, really old stuff came out. I was really old. Old stories were coming up. Massive meltdown in that place. And then when I saw this, I thought, I wonder if, no, now I have confirmation that there was a lot of work being done there, and it's needed, So thank you.
Thank you for the confirmation. Yeah.
And Mahana was sealed in your house there in London.
Thank you for that opportunity. Yes, it was in August 2020, in the midst of lockdown. Thank you.
Beautiful.
A beautiful place. Thank you for hosting.
Oh, it's such a pleasure. Yeah, that place has definitely seen a lot of change over the years. It's it seems to be at the epicenter of all of these worlds that mix between the city and arts and culture, and now also spirituality. There's a beautiful new cafe that's open called Alchemy and Fire that brings in sacred teas and cacaos, and has beautiful breath work, which has never happened in that area before until now. So it's happening.
Thank you so much. I had a beautiful attunement.
Great, thank you.
I had a good meal down at the Hawaiian place down the road from your house. That's where I went to eat.
Hawaiian?
Yeah, they had a poke down there, so they had Hawaiian food. That's where I was eating.
Well, I'd love to meet you all in person when I'm back in London. So
you're back on the island?
I'll go. When you plant the crystals, may I ask a question? Because I've been feeling also like I naturally do logins when I walk around London or feel things, but in terms of working as a group, when you plant the crystals, or you see is that done metaphysically, or are you leaving Kotahara or actual crystal on the land?
We're doing both. We're using Kotahara first to clear the place, to do the drop around, and then we really work with physical crystals. And, it was such an intuitive guidance because those places are very guarded and some you can't even access them. But, I found really good spots to place them. I'm sure they're going to stay there and no one's going to remove them.
Okay. Great. Well, I will help to keep them anchored when I'm walking through those places.
Of course you are. Of course you do. You've been connected for so long now with all the work. It's been what? As long as I've known Matatu, I've known you.
Since the jump in 2019. Yeah.
19?
19 was the jump to
18. 18 in Jerusalem.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
The land is getting, and then when I came back this week, the land here is really speaking to, we've had many visitors and the land's been speaking to them, people who normally don't even connect to the land. So there's a much stronger presence here too. Much stronger connection to source is what I mean. And much more, nature is taking her seat in a way that I hadn't experienced before in every decision-making process. Maita speaking, and part of like every time we have to make a decision around what to do on the land, she's included in a way that I haven't felt before. Yeah.
Oh yeah. See, Matea's come into her own in the last 2 years since recognition in 2021, and the Tekupenga, which is formulated by the geometry of Maita itself, and all of that. It's just everyone's feeling calling the nature, is calling them right into the, to the grounding. It's amazing. Got Isidra, Esvedra over there. It must be pumping pretty hard by now, isn't it?
That's Fedra. And we've had cold weather storms, red rain, brown rain, covering everything in layers of dust from Africa, and like waves that we haven't seen, like winds that are just blowing, like just much more tumultuous weather. It was hotter in London than here, put it that way. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mareka he called that rain and that sand the red kotahara, he was calling it. He was calling, and the red kotahara has been blowing in from across the water right over to Spain and all around there. It's like, wow. He's been gathering it up.
Any Lemurian codes to help clean that off all of your surfaces?
Got the undoing codes you can use. The you can undo. Oh, it's great to see you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Give my love to David, please. He's 60 now. We're like both
He's
of us.
He's running around Glastonbury with Huna Wahahua being initiated.
Oh, him and Wahoo. Oh, wow, man, that's got to be
another
fun.
Hua, and the other Huna, Joe, I forgot his Huna name. He's also in Glastonbury, and he has built with his team the most magnificent dragonfly that's all made out of LEDs and
Joe, across Sarah's husband. Yeah.
So it's a dragonfly that can, it's like an immersive art installation larger than life. And that's being built at the moment, or being shown, being presented. And Huna Wahahua is helping him. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Wahahua must be big now, isn't it?
Yeah. Wow. He's initiated. Yeah.
I look forward to seeing him. And Huna, one of the Hunas, his name is Tor, but I forgot his Huna right now. He's running around there too at the same festival. Oh. They're all over there.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
okay. Bye. I'm gonna jump off now.
Thanks, love. So much love. Wawa, I love you, and my best to everyone.
Thank you.
Anybody else who have a question, just come on in, or a comment, and we'll share a little bit more here. So all of that was taking place. Julian was liberated. The Federal Reserve was hacked. There's a coup in Bolivia. I mean, if that's not freedom. And of course, the debate. Anybody watch Donald Trump and Biden, the bumbling Biden? Anyone catch some of that? I don't know if you're interested in that, but there was a certain amount of liberation happening there too. Certainly for all those who are Republicans, with the energies that are trying to throw Trump in jail. It's not working. It's just not working. Whether it's got anything to do with Trump or not doesn't matter. The truth is that those manipulations are no longer able to take hold, right? And that's left some of them now in the media bumbling over their words, including bumbling Biden. They're all just bumbling around, bumbling into each other. That don't know where to turn. He's just knocking into each other. The same crew has got two stories going on at the same time, which is screwing everything up, right? One's saying, yes, we're going to replace him. The other one's saying, no, we're going to keep him there. Yeah, right. Yeah, let's see what happens there anyway. So this whole mishmash of energy is the undoing. So those are the codes. Those codes are active, right? You guys set those codes into motion, as you do when you work with the Kupinga Maui. Those codes go into action. Things get undone. The Kotahara will 0 point everything and clear the slate clean. Then you drop the then you drop the ceremony on top of a clean slate, and the kotahara supports that, and your crystals and your voice and all every other energy available to come to it. And that's just massive. It's on a massive global scale. And we can see what else is. I know that this last 2 days, Huna Kahasahi had done her dragon ride in Germany, just north of Berlin, I think it was, and also a ceremony of the infinite fractal. And she had since her childhood, she's had this little wooden statue being that's faceless and almost skinless, like it's just one kind of tanned color. And she sent a picture of it, and she was having it as part of the ceremony, and that she was putting it into the fire of circle and light. And there was an incredible dragon coming up out of it in this photo. I wish I could share it right now. I don't know how to get it over here. But and I was going into lockdown with the dragons when she was doing that. I was just in my seat, and I was like, isn't that right, Tamaki? I was just like, what the heck? And I was coming out after a bunch of hours, and I went back in again. And that was the dragons and the ceremonies that she was doing and everything that you guys had done. And that's, connecting to it because, a lot of the sharing is coming through the House of Huna that's connected to all of what you're doing. So there's a guarantee, and I'm part of a guarantee. So I have to be there. It's like, I have no choice. I'm there. It's what I'm here for anyway, right? Like she said, I was knocked out flat in my seat right here for like hours. Woke up, looked around and got something to eat, sat back down again, and wham, got hit again because she went into the second part of a ceremony. Anyway, these things are happening, and so much is being revealed there, and so much perhaps you could share on another show. And then also, who knows what's going to fall out tomorrow, right? Because tomorrow is Unrarehu, the day of the dolphin, with so much action in play. Sweet, sweet dear ones. Unrarehu is not a Monday, it's a dolphin day. And so much play is happening. It's going to be very interesting to see what else has developed. If anyone has any questions or any comments, please come and join us. Reveal to us who you are. Is there anything else we can impart to the sweet, sweet dear ones?
I just wanted to mention that the days we did the ceremony, Taylor Swift was in London and doing her concert. We had 3 days of sold out Wembley Stadium with 90,000 people every day. And we were always going to this tube station, and there were massive of copies of Taylor Swift running down the steps towards the stadium. And we were, of course, giving kotahara on the ground so they can deliver it into the stadium to, she's doing kind of dark magic ceremonies while she's doing her concerts. Parents were reporting their kids being very strange after concerts, having she's hypnotizing them kind of way. So there was kotahara delivered into the stadium. So this was very interesting that always some dark figures are in the cities when we're doing those ceremonies. It's very, very interesting.
I have an interesting comment over here on the grams of instant. Auntie Rands, if you can make your way over to YouTube and get the link in YouTube on my channel, Auntie Rands just mentioning here that she met me at the supermarket here in Playa. And I don't remember that, but maybe you want to pop over, Auntie Rands, and we can chat a little bit about that coincidence. And nothing is a coincidence now that you're here on my channel. Is quite interesting. So come over to YouTube on the channel. You'll see the link, and then you can link in straight into the stream. Just make sure you mute the volume on your YouTube before you enter the stream, okay? Yes, and then I can see who you are. If you're in my neighborhood, you're in my hood over here, that's pretty gangster, man. That's
Huna
okay.
Flash, I'm going to have to leave now. Thank you very much for a very
No, you
interesting
can't leave. We're not letting you leave. All right. 9. You're here now. Okay.
Great to chat to you, and I look forward to speaking again very soon.
Fantastic work.
Thank
Of
you very
course.
much. Thank you.
Anything
Bye-bye.
that pops up at any time, you know what to do. Mission
Yes.
time.
Yeah. And any insight you have, I'd be happy to speak as well. Bye-bye.
Oh, good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
I might have to leave as well. Huna, if there's no more questions.
Not so far. Yeah, no. All good though. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Van, it's been such a pleasure.
Amazing work. Take a break, have a rest, eat.
Yeah.
And,
we're doing a lot of that, yeah.
and get ready for the next one. You never know.
Well, we've got Rome, and we've got the pyramids in Egypt and the Stargate in Dundara, and we've got Washington. So I think we've got some missions cut out for us.
It's gonna be fun.
Oh wait, there's somebody coming on here. I want to ask you a question.
Okay. All
Richard
right.
Richard,
is
where you
coming.
at, Richard? There he
Yeah,
is.
hey, I don't have hey guys, I don't have a question. I just wanted to jump on because I'm up here in Canada, and I wanted to show you guys something. This is I don't know if it comes in, I can't see, but this is outside my window here.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is yeah, it's been going on for a couple of days. We still have another night here tonight, and we're all celebrating our Canada Day here. So
Oh, that's
I
right.
wanted
Happy
to,
Canada.
wanted to beam that out there
Thank
around the
you.
world. Okay, cool. And
Oh,
I'm also jazzed because my birth sign's Kaka, so I'm really
Oh,
excited about that.
coming up.
A fellow Kaka. Hello.
The kakas are showing up finally.
The Kakas are here.
Yeah,
We love
the
the
parrot
kakas.
that doesn't shut up.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were hiding for years.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Oh yeah. So a lot of feedback here. Sorry, a lot of squeaking. Oh guys,
you
I just want to say great job, and I Flash, I know what I need to do. I gotta come gotta do the Dragon Master. I'm coming to see you. You know,
Well,
I was thinking I was gonna ask you a question, but I think I already know the answer, and the answer is do both, because I want to come see you in September out in Vancouver. I got my car running; it's on the road again, so now it's matters. Yeah, so that's an easy trip for me, and yeah, I'm gonna. If I'm not getting if I'm not in the hospital getting surgery, I'll be there.
All right. You're not going to be in hospital having
So
surgery.
that's fine. Nothing's going to stop me. And I just got my MRI the other day. So, but I'll let you go and enjoy your day. And thank you so much.
Thanks,
you guys rest up, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
We'll see you soon. Yeah. Hitu mata. Huna hitu mata. Unmute.
Friends.
Hey, brother.
How you all doing?
Wawa nui.
Wawa nui. Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, see,
did
Mahana go ahead?
Yeah. Do you hear me?
Yes.
Is the okay?
Yes, Huna,
fantastic.
we hear you. Wow.
We're feeling you, brother.
Yeah. It's amazing to feel that all these magical things are happening in the world now, and we can actually see the veil being lifted. I've seen the crazy train wreck with Trump and Biden, and I mean, even the Democrats were in a real panic because they knew their game is up. It's the lies everywhere, and they just can't hide anymore, and that's the beauty of it. Yeah, it's just amazing, really amazing. And
Oh,
same what we've done in Amsterdam. The veil is also lifting there because our prime minister is a kind of deep state guy who is now also confronted with the fact that he was with the first question that he got from the mainstream media, mind you, that he was investigating all uh, um, citizens during the COVID period. So it's great. It's coming out. Yeah.
yes, he'll be arrested. Many of them to be arrested.
Yeah. It's a mismatch now, and I think that the coming month will be absolutely great. It's gonna be, get your popcorn out. It's gonna be amazing.
You
That's
know,
what
we've
I
got
think.
July 4th is coming up in the United States. So much
Yeah.
is said that will be released by the time July 4th to July 8th. It's supposed to be a big few days there. So, oh man, this
Yeah,
is going to be.
yeah, and Cliff High also said about the date 15th and 16th.
Yeah,
That's going to be a peak moment in the emotional influx of all the people on Earth. So we have to watch out on those dates. They're I think very important.
absolutely. Yes, we look forward to and pay attention to that, sweet dear ones. Huna Mahana, you have to go. It's all good. Um, Thank you very much for hanging with us. We have a incredible work you've been doing. And then we also have another person here to might have a question. If Farol.
Yeah, yeah, I do.
Whoa. Are those birds?
What is that?
Okay, she's got a YouTube channel on.
Oh
Lovely.
yeah, muted
You've got to
channel. Yeah.
mute your YouTube volume. So
Mm.
just go to the YouTube tab on your phone or whatever, and then mute the volume on the YouTube, and then come back to the stream. Yeah, brother, that was interesting news. So much is happening in the EU with with Belgium. The new elections, including Giorgio Meloni
Yeah.
representing this just center right. She's pretty strong. And Macron is getting pushed around by Le Pen. This is amazing.
Mhm.
You know, it's just about to explode. Yeah, it's just about to explode, man.
And I've got this book by Mark Atwood, Weapons of
Oh
Mass
man,
Protection. I've got it now.
That's
It's
pretty cool.
great.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
with Abby Wynn. It's amazing. Everyone should read it. It's great. Great great
weapons of
things.
mass protection, and he was in the Dragon Ride.
Yeah.
Yeah, I look forward to that. Checking. Where did you get that? Was it just on his website?
Yeah. Me and my sister have got a copy of it now. Yeah, it's great.
I understand he did some extra production work to my codes that I shared with him. The poem that
Yes,
he
he
had.
did.
He built,
Yeah,
he built
and
it on top.
one poem is, of course, the login,
Yeah.
and he put that in his book as well. I've got that book as well.
Mass
Here.
protection. Weapons of mass protection.
Weapons of mass protection. Yeah, it's great.
Fantastic.
I love it.
Let's see if Farrell got her. No. It's still really strong. Yeah, sorry, Farrell. It's pretty confusing, I know.
Matatu, how was your thing going into the cathedral of in London, the St. Paul's Cathedral?
How it was, you mean?
Yeah, what was your experience of getting in? Because there were some difficulties, but you sort of overcome them.
Yeah, I just said I need to get in because I forgot something inside. Which was the truth. I forgot to place the crystal inside. So they let me in,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I accomplished, to put the crystal in. It was not easy because, all the guards were standing just in front of it and watching
Yeah.
you because it was the end of the mass. So they wanted to guide everyone outside, but it was
Yeah.
done. There was the angel's
And
door, and
wow.
it was placed.
Yeah.
It has his points. And afterwards we went to the guild hall, which was incredible as well, because this is close to the public usually. You need to have an appointment with the guide, so they let you in. And we just
Yeah.
walked in there, and there was security, was a really nice guy who was into history, and we asked him a bit about the place, and then we just dared to ask if we can have a look. And
Yes, and of
he was
course
cool.
you are
He
being welcomed.
opened up the doors to this incredible hall where there were two giant wooden beings. The one is God and Mogot, which are mentioned in the Bible. At the
Yeah.
final battle, these giants will battle for the evil forces, and they
Wow.
are there as a giant wooden beings displaced in this hall. So he
Wow.
explained us where this Lord Major sits, where his wife sits, and Kotahara. We were such a beautiful team because one was chatting him up, one was doing the Kotahara, one was doing the intention and placing the crystal. So it was incredible teamwork, and we were
Yeah.
protected, guided by all our spirit guides and angels, and it was just flowing beautifully, I must say.
Yeah, that's magic. Yeah,
It was
brings back good memories
Yeah,
when we were entering a forbidden place as well.
it's incredible, to go into these
Yeah,
places. You
yeah,
know it, yeah.
yeah. I know
And you
exactly
know
what you
what
mean.
kind of consequences it will have when they come back
Yes.
in again, He told us the
Mhm.
Freemasons come there and do the handshake ceremony. So they are operating in this time.
Yeah, absolutely. But their power is dwindling by the minute.
Exactly. The more we do our ceremonies and keep up
Yeah,
maintenance work, this is how it's
yeah,
going to go. We're
exactly.
manifesting, and we are building the new earth and the new
Hmm.
laws for the benevolence of all sentient beings, basically.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
how we do it. Yeah. Great. Thank you for sharing.
Wonderful. Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
I see Hidimata is here. Welcome, Huna.
Ah,
Woohoo!
my sister.
Direct energy. Wow.
There you go.
Yeah, I like that one.
Beautiful.
Direct energy. Wow.
So
Yeah,
true.
exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So just while we're taking this moment, I don't know if Farrell's going to come back or make it back. But, I'm going to share that we have September 22nd and September 26th in Vancouver with the Mass Dragon Ride. And it's starting to book, starting to get some sales now. So it's starting to really move. So just sweet dear ones, any of you that are in Canada and Vancouver in the area, I'll urge you to jump on your tickets now. These are limited seats, up to 144 per date. So on September 22nd, there's only 144 seats. And on September 26th, there's also only 144 seats. That's why we opted to do it twice, just to see if we can catch the options, create options. But it's starting to move there, sweet dear ones. Go ahead. Get your seat. I'd love to see you there. I've got some big energies for you at that Mass Dragon ride. I'll tell you what. You're gonna get creamed in that seat. You are gonna get hammered in that seat. Right in that dragon ride. You are gonna go for one heck of a ride. I promise you. I ain't kidding. I'm not kidding. I got some great tools and potentialities for you. Again, somebody being hit by the high vibe light bus right now.
It's going to be the feeling.
And this is the thing, when you're in London City, of course, it's a city. Then there's also the Crown, who has the rest of London with the people, right? And you're the Vatican, and you're Washington. So these entities have been abusing the sacred sites. Okay, they're abusing the sacred sites. There's no two words about it. They're abusing it, free will or not. They've been abusing it, and so there's accountability and responsibility coming in with this work that you're doing, Matatu, and that all the Hunas are doing. You're also laying in within the coding is the accountability and responsibility to each other. So that code coming in or being anchored leaves little choice for them to hide. They cannot hide from accountability and responsibility because, and this is it, they also said yes to that. Okay, now you can say that, all right, if you invite them in, they come in, and they can do that, and they do that, right? But also know that they also said yes, like the rest of us, like everybody said yes to coming here. Who is here said yes, and because of that, okay, the code is now affecting them. The accountability and responsibility has been accepted by the Dragon Councils, which is in the land, the water, the sky, with all physical energies. That is baked into the cake. That's baked into the oxtail soup. Now, I'm afraid it's too late for anybody. And this is exactly kind of reasons why I'm laughing. But I was laughing for the last, okay, not really laughing, but yeah, just, in my own time, I'm giggling because I know they said yes. But nobody's reminding them that they said yes. And well, not nobody, maybe some. They may, and I don't know if some are reminding them that because you said yes, the whole office switched over to not justice and freedom, but it switched to liberation and opportunity. That whole archangel energy moved over to that frequency, which meant that accountability and responsibility was at the premise, is the precedent. So it's the code. Now they can't hide. There's no way because they said yes. And the more we say that accountability and responsibility is now baked into free will, responsible to each other, it's game over, baby. It's been game over for a long time. Okay, so I don't mind saying it. I don't mind, just being a little gangster about it because it's just me. I'm the kind of child that way sometimes. So I don't know if that makes sense to you, sweet dear ones, or if you've come across that. I'd be very interested to hear if you have or not, because I know that's something that I've been sitting with for the last couple of years, is this accountability and responsibility. Matatu knows this. Well, it's been longer than that, actually. I've shared about it. Free will is no more. It's no more free willy-nilly. It's free will with accountability and responsibility to each other. And we said yes. This is the higher vibration. And that is aligned to the councils of the Dragon Masters, which are in charge of all physical action, movement, and all these things. And I'm so excited, so happy. I'm just sitting here in my seat, being still in action. I'm inspired. I tell you that, Hitomata, I'm inspired.
Well, it's great.
And
And you had a good time in Spain, relaxing with
I feel so bad if I tell you all
Una
about it.
Mareka.
No, tell us. It's wonderful.
I just don't want to ruin your day, you know. It was so good. Well, you know, my team won best score on the fourth day of
Wow.
golf. So myself and David Mahoney and two other really good golfers are on our team. So we had a foursome. And we had a lot of fun, and we won the best course. It was something like 7 under par from the course.
Wow.
And the course was like 71. And we came in, which is a combination of our handicaps. So I ain't going to lie, we had some credits. But I'd take it. I had a great time. It was good to get out there and try out my new golf shirts and my golf shorts that Matatu had got for me out of Vienna. Some apparently Vienna's got my size. Every time I order something, I can never fit it. And she said, "Look, we're going to look for it for you, and that way we'll know it's the damn thing will fit you." She says, so she went and I'm having fun with my new golfing clothes, and so warm and beautiful over there.
Maybe it doesn't take that long that you can have a tea with Mr. T. Because that was also in the crazy exchange about his mental health, and that he was a golfer, and you know, you can't golf when you're totally not fit to do it. And they got into a crazy argument, and then of course Biden, you know, just lied through his teeth to get things. It was
handicap, 6 handicap. Are you kidding me? If he's a 6 handicap, then I'm a 1. What the heck?
Yeah, exactly.
Really?
Really?
And then you know, somebody started playing videos of him playing golf on YouTube.
Yeah, it was just a disaster.
and you know, and Trump, he's probably an 8. Trump is probably a 6. You know, he's a championship. He's won championships, so he's probably better than probably a 4.
Yeah.
But anyway, like, get out of here, man! You ain't
get out of here, man! He's lying.
Tee off from the Reds. You know what I'm saying? You teeing off from the ladies' tees.
Yeah.
But that's it, you know. Accountability and responsibility. You guys anchored that in there. I want to say that, you know. And all ceremonies that the HUNAs do, that's part of the coding that's in the Kotahara. And all of what you do in the login and everything, they carry all those codes, you know. It's part of the undoing. But just say that because this are really cool pieces. Yeah. I love it. Someone said, "Oh, Richie goes, Biden lies like a cheap rug." Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Hey, guys, well, if there's nobody else coming on here, I'm good to go and have some dinner.
Yeah,
sure what
Me too. Me too.
Yeah. I want to thank Huna Tamaake for her running commentary of the news. Actually, you should. Why don't you pop in for a minute there, Tamake?
Hi.
Hey.
Hi,
Hello.
Tamake.
Hi. Hi. Hey, brother. It's good to see you.
Good
Now
to
known
see
as
you
the
again.
sidekick. Robin from
have you got some
Show.
news, Tamake, for
Oh my gosh, there's all kinds of things going on.
Yeah, you got to do your news bit before we get out of here.
Yeah, news flash with Tamake.
Okay, let me find the thing.
Yeah, it's just nuts, man.
Yeah, so that data breach, I think it was the same day as the completion of the London mission. 33 terabytes of data hacked from the Federal Reserve.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Whoa.
That's a lot. And also that 33 comes up a lot because I think there was another big hack maybe within the last few months that was the 33, but maybe it was 33 terabytes. I don't know.
I think Richard's hitting on you, Tamaki.
So
that's why we came here to see you.
oh yeah, so I'm the only reason. It's not even you anymore, Huna Flash.
You want the news brief?
He's
had
just
enough
the
of me.
Grinch. So that it was an attempted coup in Bolivia. Apparently, it did not go through. It did not end the way they had planned. Now, I haven't looked at this again, but I was talking to Lena Ma'aikuta about it at dinner the other night, and she noticed that there were Lithuanian-looking flags in the video. So I don't know, is it really in Bolivia? Are they saying that it's in Bolivia, but it's really in Lithuania? I don't know.
Hey, we better talk to the elves. See what the elves are got going on in their Lithuanian community. To the elves.
There are 5 states in the U.S. now suing Pfizer.
Oh, fantastic!
Very good.
Because previous to that, there was the ruling that that now the precedent's been set for lawsuits, and now the lawsuits are finally hitting because it wasn't a legit needle. I'll just say that. The day of the presidential debate, and this was funny to me because I've seen it spoken of in 2 different ways. This massive asteroid that was going by the planet, the size of 770 lions. That was the title of the article. Of all of the things that you could use for size comparison, 770 lions. Maybe it's because, because 77. I don't know.
Interesting. The lions. The lions showed up in Tower Hill. There were a bunch of statues of lions there, which was interesting because Matete was coming from Okapi, you know?
Making their way out of
Star Nations. Yeah.
He's making its way out of the Gregorian calendar, coming over to Lemuria. He's getting the heck out of there.
Also, the day of the debate, because I'm right now located in Mexico, I went to bed with cell service, but I woke up that morning with no cell service. There was an outage with the U.S. cell companies, but it affected the people traveling abroad. So I had no cell service until it was right after I posted on my Instagram. It was an hour later, I finally had my cell service back, which was, I don't know, that's a big coincidence with it being the day of the debate. And the day of the asteroid that's the size of 707
Planet engineers.
Yeah.
Planetary engineers, yep.
Apparently, Pompeo was served. It looked like it was Mike Ryan serving him for spying on Assange.
Wow.
So it was a video of it's behind Ryan or whoever it was walking up to Pompeo and handing him something and then walking off.
Wow.
And then, of course, there's some bigger implications for that because it's not just Pompeo, it's the rest of the 3-letter agency. Here is something really interesting. And Kahasahi might find interest in this because of the previous conversations about Greece and the Hydra. A week after Bezos visited his favorite Greek island of Hydra, there was a massive fire. So it was a week after Father's Day.
Fiki is on fire, huh?
Yeah.
That's the Hydra. They use the Fiki symbol.
Yeah. So there was some other things going on in the States with the dams. So dams being removed. It was the Klamath, I think how it said, the river in California, where those dams are being removed finally. And it was also announced recently that land was being given back, and it was in person, delivered by Newsom to the Shasta Indian Nation. That's what they're called. The Shasta Indian Nation getting like almost 3,000 acres back.
Wow.
And there's, I think, the north side of Shasta Mountain, and there's another tribe that's the south side. The Winnemem Wintu.
Yeah, the Nisina people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Then there was another ruling with SCOTUS that has to do with the J6ers. I can't find the exact information, but one of the statutes they used, I think it had to do, I don't know if it was related to RICO stuff or whatever it was. It was something they had used for Enron. And it was ruled that it doesn't apply to this situation. So that would affect many people that were charged, including Trump. Whatever this particular charge was, it threw it out. They can't use it for this situation.
Go 1 minute left.
Yep. And then Biden is apparently being asked to step down after, or I should call him Brandon. He's being asked to step down. There might be talk of his future medical care today at Camp David, talking to his family about his plans.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and another white buffalo, as you said earlier.
Oh, I think that I followed up on that. Apparently, that one has not been seen since. That was June 4th. And then the news is coming back around, and it's actually the same white buffalo that was born earlier this month, but they haven't seen it in Yellowstone since.
Today it was the celebration, because I've seen a video of the celebration of this birth on the 4th of June. So
yeah.
It's alive.
Someone said Hunter was charged yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
To Biden. Here we
Well,
go.
since Trump is now a convicted villain, according to Biden, when he wins, the tables are turned, I suppose.
Absolutely. Okay, let's on our way out of here. We know that Biden is dead and has been dead for years, but that the clones have been very busy, active. We know what we're seeing on TV is part of the show they wanted us to see, or there is some, energy to it that is, of course, it just plays right into the hands of the narrative of the what is it, the media and building everything up for the narrative to be shared out to the public. But we can still follow along with this regardless, because there's still a lot there to do in terms of the system switching over to come into full view of the public, whether it's Trump, whether it's whoever, the system is switching. And we're witnessing that, and all the work that the HUNAs have been doing, and all the work that all the sweet daily beloveds out there that are doing. Do invite you out there to, if you have if you're brave enough to join us and synchronize with the House of HUNA, I invite you to. I invite you to our event in Vancouver, Burning Mask, and also the event in Vancouver, the Dragon Masters, the Mass Dragon Ride. You will feel the full effect of the energies there, the kind of energies that we work with, and you will participate, and you will be there will be gifting all the way around as we begin to unify our consciousness, and all these ways that we have been communicating today. It's all about our consciousness uniting and it's just synchronizing. It's just a beautiful thing. It's just so gangster. So stay being a ninja, stay being gangster, stay being a raccoon pirate, stay with your pirate energies. We still got stuff to do here, and it's a lot of fun. So thank you so much, Huna Tamaki, for your resounding news brief, and Matatu and the team of Dragon Masters and Sealed HUNAs from the missions. What was the mission? Did you title the mission? Was there a word for it?
It was liberation, truth, and freedom, and liberating the financial system on this planet, basically.
Thank you for that mission. And Hitu Mata, always good to see you, brother. So much love to you and your sister, Hirimata.
Yes.
And all HUNAs out there, Wawa, thank you for visiting and bringing your questions. I'm getting out of here. I'm hungry.
Thank you so much.
All the best.
Those of you on the the grams of instant and the book of face. Thank you so much for being patient again. Do look forward to the upgrades for Instagram and being able to have you directly here one day. Otherwise, have a fantastic evening, day, nighttime. We're in a great week. We'll see
All
you.
the best.
All the best.
everyone.
Wawas.
Wawa.
Wow.
Wawa.